Good afternoon, students. Today, we will be having our first fine arts lesson of the year. We are going to start with the basics of reading music. So some of you may already play a musical instrument or sing with music in front of you, and that is awesome. For those of you who are new to music, that is perfectly okay. We will take this slow and steady. The goal is to help you be able to read music so that you can follow along and sing praises to God in church. So today, we will start with the lesson on the staff, clefs, and ledger lines. So the staff is the foundation upon which notes are drawn. So the modern staff comprises of 5 lines and 4 spaces, as you see on the screen. So every line or space on the staff represents a white key on the keyboard. So we see that as the note goes from a line to a space to a line to a space, it's just going up 1 key on the piano. So the clefs are what assign individual notes to certain lines or spaces. So there are 2 clefs that are normally used, and that is the treble clef that you see on the left and the bass clef. So first, we will discuss the treble clef, which is also sometimes referred to as the G clef. So the staff line, which the clef wraps around, which you see in red on your screen, is known as G. So any note placed on this line becomes G. So the note on the space above G is A. So we need to remember that there is not an H note. So the highest note you'll have is G before it starts over again at A. So the note on the line above A is B. And then this process is going to continue. So we see it goes G, and then we start over at the beginning of the alphabet, and it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, and then we're at G again. And then the process would start over again at A. Uh-oh. We just ran out of room to place notes. So what happens now? So something called ledger lines will solve our dilemma. That's going to solve our problem. So a ledger line is a small line that extends the staff when we run out of room. So we see that right up here. And so with that ledger line drawn, we can place the A note on that ledger line. All right, now we're going to discuss the bass clef, which is also sometimes known as the F clef. So the staff line in between the 2 dots of the clef is F. So now we can fill the rest of the staff with notes. So we see on this one's a little bit different than treble clef, because with bass clef, we start with F, and then we go up in between the two lines in the space, and we have G, and then we go to the next line with A, but then we notice that the notes start going down. So with treble clef, we go up, and with bass clef, we are going down with our notes. All right, so finally, we will discuss the grand staff, which is a theoretical staff that consists of 11 lines on it. So watch what happens when we eliminate the middle line. So when we do that, we end up with 2 regular staffs. So by adding a treble clef to the top staff and a bass clef to the bottom staff, we can see the relationship between the 2 staffs. So notice how the 2 clefs are joined by the C, which we see is shown here in red. So this C is commonly called middle C, since it corresponds to the middle staff line on the grand staff. And if you were to look at a piano, middle C is in the middle of the piano. So that is our lesson for today. We will pick up with a new concept the next time that we have Fine Arts on Friday.